Researchers and excavators are constantly looking to find a real-life Atlantis, and they were in luck when they seem to have found one in Iran. The 18-kilometer-long underground city mysteriously appeared during an excavation and is said to be at least 6,000 years old. In late 2022, a bunch of workers were laying the road to connect a few destinations together and make transportation easier. While undertaking the project, these workers stumbled across a certain finding. This finding included a spot that radiated important heritage, due to which the local Cultural Heritage Directorate blocked the site to preserve it from being damaged. If you're wondering where the exact location of this spot is, well, it's somewhere near the fortress of Shar-e-Belkis, which is also known as the City of Belkis. The fortress dates back to the Sasanian Empire, which went on from 224 AD to 661 AD. The city was quite a prosperous one at one point in time, and now its remains lie just 5 kilometers southwest of Esfahani, which is on the eastern edge of Joshagan village. The Belkis castle is said to have an area of 51,000 square meters, which is quite vast. This castle also happens to be 1.202 meters above sea level. This road construction project that took place in the village of Bam in Esfahani County in northeast Iran uncovered a network of many underground corridors. These underground corridors were linked to the fortress of Shar-e-Belkis. According to ancient history, Shar-e-Belkis was quite famous during the era between the Sassanid era to the early Islamic times. These Islamic times went well into the 7th century and are today quite rich in their history. This area was quite famous till Nadir Shah Afshar reigned in the early 18th century. According to various historical pieces of evidence, the people of Belkis enjoyed and favored the power of the Sassanid monarchs, which hence led to their great prosperity in the region. The experts who were in charge of excavating the Belkis archaeological site have stated the corridor extends a good 18 kilometers long, which is around 11 miles, and it houses quite a few units in it, including a bathroom as well as a mill. These individual units are yet to be opened and explored. Apart from these units, quite a few ancient artifacts were unearthed too. These artifacts include pottery items that seem to have traces that link them to belong to the Seljuk period, Il-Khanid, with some of these artifacts being linked to periods earlier than this. As of now, plans on conducting an extensive archaeological excavation are underway so as to unearth many more secrets that these tunnels hold. This fortress also happens to be the second largest mud fortress in Iran, right after the UNESCO World Heritage Site Bam Citadel, which takes the #1 spot. According to archaeologists and their various observations of the hilltops and elevations there, this castle and nearby area has got to be around 6,000 years old. Apart from the various corridors and artifacts such as pottery items that were unearthed, the land of Belkis also had quite a few citadels, houses, and irrigation channels whose remains have been uncovered. The region also had quite a few cisterns as well as Hippostyle Hall. Apart from the heritage-rich archaeological site, Iran is said to house quite a few such archaeological spots. One of these archaeological marvels found in Iran includes many underground architectural sites, a prominent one of the lot being the underground homes of Kandovan village in northwestern Iran. Many have compared these homes to the fairy chimneys of Cappadocia in Turkey. These were used by the cave dwellers from the Bronze Age who were known to build magnificent underground cities. The third International Troglodytic Architecture Conference took place in the year 2018 and it was held in Iran. Quite a few researchers, scholars, archaeologists, and experts attended the event. Discussions on subterranean architecture, technology, and culture were discussed at this conference. Out of the many discussions that were had on the podium, discussions on the discovery of the underground corridors in Shar-e-Belkis was also brought up and spoken about in great detail. In fact, this discovery is just one of the many discoveries that have been made in Iran that have added to its great heritage, culture, and history. It has further opened up a new pathway for research and discovery in the field of archaeology. Speaking of Iran's rich culture and heritage, another famous underground site that can be found in Iran is the magnificent city of Nushabad. Many may know the city of Nushabad as Ui. This underground city is found in the Isfahan province, which is located in central Iran. The city is quite vast and is said to be filled with passages and chambers all across its expanse. The depth of the city is said to be around 4 to 18 meters, which is roughly 13 to 59 feet. The city is said to date back to the Sassanid times. But how did the city get its name? Well, it has been said that the city was named after the cold and revitalizing water that is found in the springs and local wells of the region. In the past, a Sassanian king was commuting and happened to pass by this region. That is when he came across this land and found great value in it. In fact, it was the water of this region that really impressed him, and hence he had him decide to start a population here over whom he could rule. After all, starting a city near a water source is the smartest thing to do, considering the fact that we humans are heavily dependent on water. Gaining easy access to water on its own makes a civilization all the more prosperous, happy, and fulfilled. In fact, many people who resided in the surrounding regions would come to the city during the scorching summers to take refuge in the city. As time passed by, the city of Nushabad was known more than only for its water source and a palace to seek refuge during the hot summer months. War used to break out time and again, and it was the best haven during such times. People knew they would be safe here as the land had the presence of the right kind of amounts of resources here. For a long time, Iran has faced quite a few hardships in terms of invasions and attacks that would plunge itself into the land with the aid of various attackers who would harm its people. This can be witnessed through the history of Iran. The best example of this fact is as follows. During the Mughal invasion that took place in the 13th century, invaders arrived at the city to find it deserted. All the residents of the city had fled to the city of Nushabad to seek refuge there, as they knew it would be safe there. Seeking refuge this way went on for quite a long time until around the Qajar period. Moreover, the city of Nushabad was quite a resourceful and equipped region, and thus was a perfect area to seek refuge in. It also came with quite a few features that made it quite hard for intruders and attackers to plot and ploy into. A good example of this is the multiple entry points that the city had. Due to the city having multiple narrow entry points, only one person could enter and exit at a time. Thus, people were aware of who was entering and exiting their premises. This prevented the entry of unwanted intruders and others who could cause harm to the people residing in the city. This also prevented invading armies from entering the city. Since the city was an underground city, proper ventilation was very important. To allow good ventilation, shafts were created to help with airflow throughout the city. So while the spring and well would provide fresh water, the shafts would ensure that the people residing here would secure fresh air. This allowed the residents as well as refugees to stay in the city for long spans of time. Many experts have also suggested that some sort of food storage bunker may have also been built in these underground cities. Various rooms have been found in the city, which were probably these food storage units. Quite a few ledges have also been dug out to serve the purpose of a bed to rest in or a bench to sit at after a long and tiring day. Quite a lot of similarity was found between the construction of the corridors of the Shari Belkis and Nushabad, leading many to believe that the construction of these cities was due to a common purpose. Quite a few more excavations are yet to happen. However, the Iranian government is yet to approve of these excavations. Do you think there exist more underground cities such as this one in regions close to the city of Belkis? Bless the comment section with your thoughts. We hope you found this video informative, and we hope to see you back on our channel soon. But before you go, do drop this video a like, click the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be in the loop on what's going on here. See you soon!